evaluated by lot of persons. Today, the speaker is our club VPE. VPE means this agenda is prepared by VPE. She spent lots of time on this, you know. You won't know until you do it. Let's welcome Vivian.
Just after the evening. So once I had bumped into an old classmate of mine, one that I hadn't seen for a very long time. So we were so excited we started chatting. And then at the end, I asked one of my friends to help us take a picture together. But during the picture, I closed my eyes, and immediately I made a face. And at the end, I asked the friend to take the picture again for us. But her response surprised me. Instead of happily helping us take another picture, she promptly gave the camera back, turned around, and walked away. Leaving me and my friends wondering what happened. So the way that I had scowled my face, I made a face, and the tone of voice that I used to talk to her made her believe that I wasn't happy with the way she took the picture. But nothing could be farther from the truth. Actually, I was just goofy, and I closed my eyes all the time. But instead of communicating to her that correct message, I gave her the wrong message. And probably I was pretty rude to her as well. So today, I want to talk about communication. Many definitions of communication say communication is the exchange of information between two people. But today, I want to explore with you another definition of communication, one that was coined by two linguistic researchers named Bandler and Grinder. And their definition is this: the meaning of communication lies in the response that it gets. So what does this mean? It means that whether or not your communication happens, or that if your communication is successful, depends on the response of the target. And who is the target? In my case, the target was my classmate's friend. And since the response that she gave me wasn't the one that I had wanted, in essence, my communication had failed. Now, I think that this is a really brilliant definition because it really says that we are the ones who are controlling our communication. We are the ones who have a message to send, and we are the ones who can control whether or not our communication is successful and whether or not the response gets sent. So, what kind of response might we want? Maybe we want that hot guy that you like to go out with you. Maybe you want to tell your daughter to sleep earlier. Or maybe you want to tell your boss that you have too much work. So you need to know what is the response that you want from the listener. That is the first very important point of communication. And you haven't even opened your mouth yet. You haven't even opened your mouth yet. But you must know what you want. Okay, so now you know what you want to get. How do I get it? How do you get it? Well, everybody has heard about the golden rule. Who's heard of the golden rule? Nobody. The golden rule is treat others the way you would want to be treated. The golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Well, today I want to share with you the platinum rule. And the platinum rule, I heard the platinum rule first time from a public speaker and entrepreneur from New York. His name is Dr. Alexandra, and he travels around giving workshops about effective communication. And the platinum rule is this. The platinum rule is treat others the way they want to be treated. You must learn how to speak the language of the other person when in China. Now, communication is about the words that are coming out of our mouth for sure, but it is so much more than that. One of the most well-known studies done about communication done at UCLA, in University of LA in the States, found that communication is actually visual, 38% vocal, and only 7% verbal, which is what is coming out of our mouth. So what does this mean? It means that most of what you communicate is your body language, and the second is how you say the word, and only third is the word that you're actually saying. In my case, I asked a friend to help us take a picture, but my body language, my face, and the way that I say to her communicate a different message, and so she didn't get the message I wanted. So it's important for us to make sure when we communicate that these three things are consistent so that the message is clear. So that's great. That's a great way. And the professor at UCLA said these are the 3 V's. But I want to go farther with that. We can go a step farther. How else can we use the 3 V's? Well, we can use the 3 V's to read our targets, right? Our targets, just like us, are communicating a message. They are also using their body language and vocal variety and words that are saying to tell you a message. So we can also, there are other studies that have shown that some people communicate more verbally. They're more verbal communicators, or some people communicate visually, or they're more about touch and feel. So you can listen to the words that they say. For example, if somebody says, "Oh, I see what you're saying," maybe they are verbal communicators. They say, "Oh, I can grasp your idea." They may be touch. It's like, "Oh, I can hear you," and they are verbal. So you can read your target. There's also, Dr. Alexander also introduced these 4 personality types. So director, related, thinker, socializer, they act directors are bossy, they talk fast. Relators talk slow, and they're gentle. Thinkers talk slow, they have no vocal variety. And socializers are all over the place, and they have lots of vocal variety. And there's this whole school of thought on these types of personality types where we all fall into. So once you know what type of person your target is, you can try to change the way you communicate so that your message will go through. So how can you change the way you communicate? Easy. People like other people who are similar to them. So if you can alter the way you communicate to them to match their personality type, then you will be on the same channel. And if you're in the same channel, then your message will be clear. So remember, you are 100% in control of whether or not your communication is successful. If you know what you want, find out what you're getting, what kind of person your target is, you can change the way you communicate to get what you want. The platinum rule is treat others the way they want to be treated. Apply this rule in your everyday life and don't let your communication be up to chance. But take control of your communication and have success. That's not strategy.